New cards, PogChamp. New cards, PogChamp. First and foremost, I want to talk about Rarity Collection 2. You all told me I was a fool for saying you should measure your expectations when it comes to this card or set. Guess what? Now we are being revealed that they are super fucking expensive. So it has twice as many Ultra and Secret Rares per pack, which gives you twice as many chances at luxury rares. We've cut back on the packaging, so there will be fewer packs you need to open. So I think what's happening is the MSRP is twice what it was last time, but the packs have twice as many cards in them, which is annoying because it means that, like, now, no? What do you mean no? Huh? What does twice as many Ultra and Secret Rares per pack mean? The packs are twice as large, right? Oh, not twice, but almost twice. 9 cards per pack. Okay, 18 packs per box. Half the packs, almost double the size of card per pack, double MSRP. Okay, this kind of sucks for me. For any of you who used to open like premium pack, it sucked that that was like a $10 pack. I don't know what it is. I feel fine spending $5 on a pack. I don't feel good spending $10 on a pack. But whatever. The end result is a case of this is going to cost you $2,000. So it better be good. A lot of people coming for me for saying that I'm not super excited for this set yet. I think there's a reason. And I think the reason is access code talker, great. Magician Souls, the Vsauce fields, okay, I guess. Droll. Ghost Ogre, Ghost Mourner, Phantasme. There was a guy in my replies that was like, how dare you? Silent Magician is a $32 card. And like, I don't know. I think it's okay when like terrible, shitty cards that are just nostalgia bait for boomers command a $30 price tag. I don't really have a problem with that. I am of the opinion that Yu-Gi-Oh! In general should be very cheap, and I think that the healthiest the formats have ever been are when it's cheap because more people get to experiment with the cards. But it does suck that there's really nothing you can get that's like, oh yeah, this will hold value in any sort of capacity. You know, even the collector's products now, like the fucking Astral Language Utopia, are just tanking daily. It puts vendors in a very weird place, and without vendors, it's really hard to do what I want to do, which is buy the singles from this set instead of purchasing the sealed product like a fucking dumbass. But I could be completely wrong about this. They could reveal that there's a lot of good cards in here that are worth reprinting. Diabell Star, Wanted, Bonfire. I'm trying to think of some that actually could theoretically be in it. Diviner would be nice. Lopter would be nice. Sleipnir was in Dune. That maybe qualifies. Fenrir. I mean, I feel like if Fenrir was in it, they would have said, right? And Fenrir's in everything. Fenrir's been reprinted like 3 or 4 times, and it's still $20. That card's too good. Chaos Angel. That's a good one. Ultimate Slayer, I guess. I mean, Kurikara is actually a good one, but it seems like if they were talking about hand traps that are tournament mainstays and they were going to reprint Kurikara, wouldn't it be in this paragraph with all the hand traps instead of Fantastical Dragon Phantasme? In fact, this is a weird one. Fant has an alt art. Like, shouldn't Fant be down here? And Kurikara be in this slot if it's in there? I guess you can argue Kurikara is not a hand trap. That's fair. This Rescue Cat thing is frustrating too because the Rescue Cat has an alt art that's only available in gold rarity, and so they're like, we're going to print it in nice rarity so you don't have to play with the Mago copy. But no one's playing with the Mago copy because the place where you play Rescue Cat is Edison format. And the rescue cat they're going to print now is going to have the new errata on it, which, you know, is not the end of the world. You can just, I mean, any opponent who you're playing against is going to know that or cat has been errataed. I just wish they would be like, okay, we're going to print the old errata. And maybe they do. You know, maybe that's one of the fun premier rarities. Old errata rescue cat. This is what worries me. The first was announced with Prospe and Triple Tack. This one's announced with Access Code and Souls. A lot of people are pretending that they're just hiding a bunch of high budget or high ticket cards, and this is just like the first wave of reveals. But I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh! Has literally always led with the bangers. So it scares me that this product is being primed to be way more expensive, have way less good cards in it, and basically cynically cash in on how accidentally good that OCG Rarity Collection set was. Don't worry, the third Rarity Collection will have the rest. Yeah, well, you know. The reason that I'm just a little trepidatious is that I've seen this so many times. A cool set Konami goes in on, and by the third iteration of the set, everyone is sick of it. Mega packs, tins, you know, pretty much every single non-core set product they've ever made. Anyway, I remain cautiously pessimistic about this, but if it does turn out to be a banger set, you all have every right to come here and tell me I was wrong. Next up, this card. The end has come with Technolog Valdrath. Okay. Rank 10 Dark Worm Xyz effect monsters. You can only use the first, second, and third effects of this card's name once per turn. When your opponent activates a card effect, quick effect, you can detach a material from this card, negate the activation, then you can detach one more material from this card, then destroy a card on the field. At the start of the damage step, if this card with material attacks, you can destroy a card on the field. If this Xyz summoned card is destroyed, you can destroy a card on the field. Man, when are we going to stop just printing generic extra deck negates? I don't know. It's like my least favorite thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! Apo, Baron. Now any deck that theoretically can produce just infinite amount of material can access like an infinite amount of negates under the right conditions. And here's another one of those. Now, a lot of people have been correctly saying this is a little different because unlike Baron, which is pretty easy to access with almost any tuner at this point, it's not likely that you get like 2 10s on your side of the field. And that's like true. There aren't a ton of decks that make 2 10s. But I think you all are kidding yourself about the fact that there are a number of decks that could theoretically make 10s, but elect not to because they're not efficient for climbing. Now, all of a sudden, they could theoretically be part of an end board. And I think we will see a lot of this guy. I think this guy is going to be around. And it's going to be frustrating pretty much the entire time. Of course, people are already pointing out the obvious, which is it is playable in trains, sort of. Like, it's not an earth monster, so you can't get locked, but that's fine. They can play in such a way that they get to it before they get locked. The new Yubel stuff is like a 10 spam, which theoretically can make it. Someone said Time Lords, and like, I guess Time Maiden is this card on her own, but like, I'm not playing that shit. Regardless of the fact that, you know, currently its utility is pretty limited, just another generic extra deck Omni Negate monster lurking in the shadows is not a direction I really want Yu-Gi-Oh! To go. It's frustrating because I think the other two effects are independently insanely powerful. And if that first effect was anything other than an Omni, I would be really excited for this card. But it's like Omni Plus, too. It's like even better. Super Heavy can probably shit this out. Well, I wouldn't know. Next up, we have Uh, it's time for Surf and Turf with Fishborg Harpooner. They keep printing new Fishborgs. I think this is funny. You're never going to be Blaster. I'm sorry. Level 4 Water Fish Tuner Effect Monster. Attack 400, Defense 400. You can reveal this card and one other water monster in your hand. Special summon one of them, and if you do, discard the other. If this card is sent to the graveyard as material for the synchro summon of a water monster, you can negate the effects of an effect monster your opponent controls until the end of the turn. I'm sorry. This one is almost there. It's almost there. It really is. So a problem with a significant amount of the fish support, like the free fish summons, is that they all require you to like have a guy on field. But this is a free special that doesn't require you to have a guy. You can get something off the pitch. Frequently, something like White Stingray, is a good pitch. But also stuff like the goatees are actually not bad pitches anyway. I mean, this is a way to get the 4 that you need on your field for a goatee deck to start their plays without committing to your normal summon, which means it doesn't compete for space with Leaf Fish. There are scenarios in which the thing you want to summon is the other water monster, and this does that too, which is sick. This graveyard effect is really good not only because it can house negation, but it also does it exactly the way you want. Like if you're staring down a Baron and you want your Synchro Monster's ETB to resolve, then this chases that out in a chain in such a way that your opponent can't effectively play around it. It's pretty good. I think it will be played in Sharks for the few people who are still playing that deck. I think it might be played in Goatee. That's about it. That's really where I'm landing on this card. Joshua Schmidt, Yu-Gi-Oh! Big Rude. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. I hope you all had a good stream. What's chat saying? Not Emery raid. Oh, I mean, it's not a Quantal raid either, but I'll take it. We're just doing new cards. And what do you know? We have just gotten to the most interesting part of the new cards, which is, all right, so there's this thing that Konami does now is the deck build packs no longer permit you to build a deck. Instead, they release 3 dog shit archetypes, and then the next core set, they release the cards that fix those individual archetypes, right? So we've got the Centurions, the Valm Monicas, and the Mementos. Let's begin with the Centurions, because this is the deck that's like the most complete out of the 3 of these, right? Centurion Gargoyle 2. All right, so this is Centurion Gargoyle 1's child. This is a level 8, 2k, 3k. 1, 2, and 3 is a hard once per turn. 1. You can send a face-up Centurion you control to the graveyard to special this from your hand. Also, you can't special summon Gargoyle 2 for the rest of the turn. If it's sent to the graveyard as material, add it to your hand. And then during the main phase, if this card is a continuous trap, special summon it, decrease its level by 4. All right, well, that was going to be the weird part of the card, is that that's not really the stat line you want. But, okay. Centurion oh my god. Arccelia? Oh my, okay, hold up. Is this a real word or is it? No, I Google it and it's literally everyone else. Tuner, non-tuner. If this card is special summoned, you could add a Centurion card from your deck to your hand. Face-up cards in your spell and trap zone can't be destroyed by card effects. During the end phase, you can put a non-synchro Centurion banished in your graveyard face-up in your spell and trap zone as a continuous trap. And wake up, Centurion. Wake up, Centurion. Centurion, wake up. Joe Biden. If you have a face-up monster card in your spell and trap zone, declare level 4 or 8 special Centurion token with that level, but it can't be used as fusion or link material. During your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, send a Centurion card from your deck to the graveyard, except Wake Up Centurion. These seem good. They seem like they have been made in such a way that they want the deck to have some sort of longevity in a world where Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity is no longer legal, right? Like, Arccelia is something you can theoretically do in a world where you can't lock them. However, chat is completely correct. They do have holes in the archetype already. There's only the one tuner. That's kind of like a big choke point. And it doesn't plug those up, you know? So it's strange. It's like this deck did have like clear glaring problems that I sort of expected the legacy support would resolve, and they didn't resolve it, but they did give it a sort of survivability in a post Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity world, which is fine. I mean, the deck is allowed to have meaningful weaknesses and should be allowed to accomplish something. It's fine. This card right here, Wake Up Centurion, is actually really hard to kind of get a handle on. I really can't tell if it's good or not. Because it's like, well, you already have to have a guy in the spell and trap zone for it to be good, but it is a quick play, so theoretically, if you get that on your opponent's turn, you could still flip it up. And then this like main phase banish effect is really good, but you can't get it into the graveyard without fulfilling this first condition, right? I mean, it's crazy for Crystal Beasts. So this was the archetype that the least had to happen for it to be good, right? And kind of the least has already happened. These are fine. Chat says this can be the card you discard with the field spell. I don't want to discard this with the field spell, though. Centurion's weird. It just has so many cards that all get to the same thing. Okay. Let's go to the ones that are a little more dog shit. And let's go in order. So Momento is actually the one I'm the most excited about because we already did the TMT on all three of these, but the Momento one was the closest. It was all these cards that can spin their wheels almost endlessly, and it was really frustrating because it seemed like it was all in service of the 5-mat Momento, the like big main deck guy, and the trap card, which are fine. They're good cards, but like talk about all your eggs in one fucking basket, right? So let's see what we've got here. A Momento Fusion. Okay, so we have Momentotlin Twin Dragon. Oh, it's twin-headed Thunder Dragon. That's funny. If this card is fusion summoned, you can destroy a Memento in your hand or face-up field and add 2 Mementos with different names from your deck to your hand. Monsters destroyed by battle with Mementos are banished. If this fusion summoned card is destroyed, you can special 1 level 6 or lower Memento from your grave. This is kind of cool. You can immediately kill yourself, right? You fusion summon, destroy himself, add 2 Mementos, and then special 1 from your grave that you just used as part of the fusion. That's not bad. Also is a Thunder Fusion, so you can use Thunder Dragon Fusion here. Nether Corpse Fusion. Please name it that. That is so tight. That is the coolest fucking thing I've ever heard. All right, this is a hard once. During the main phase, fusion a fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field, including a Memento monster. And if a monster in your possession was destroyed by card effect this turn, you can also use Mementos in your graveyard by shuffling them into the deck. During your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard to destroy a monster you control, and if you do, add a Memento spell trap from your deck to your hand. But unfortunately, despite the fact that it's a quick play spell, for some reason I can't explain, spell cards do not retain their super type while in grave. So it can't be activated at spell speed 2. They're good cards. These are independently very powerful cards. I mean, so this second card, this Memento Fusion card seems incredibly powerful just because, like, what you want to be doing is making Twin Dragon through some other mechanism and then activating Nether Corpse Fusion in order to shuffle back one of the material used for the Memento the Twin Dragon and monsters you control that were summoned by the effects of the monsters you added off of Twin Dragon, and then after you have all this errant material on your field, you can go search the trap as well. Like, it seems really strong. but it still feels like it ends on the same stuff. Oh, we have a combo already. The Dark Blade combo puts 2 fiends on field. All right, let's walk through it. So this is Momento and Dark Blade. We go Anguish. Tatsuno Toshigo is a free one. We bin every single Memento in the world. We go Attic Ghost, which is also legacy support. We cycle through these for the fusion. Then we go Fusion, Shuffle back Darkblade, and Tatsuno for Twin-Headed. Oh, you can use both Grave. Twin-Headed for Multi-Horn. Use the Graveyard effect for the field spell. I mean, what you're showing me here is... Oh, fuck off. I got, like, mega jump scared there. Okay, so this is the same end board. This is... You are all being tricked. This is the same end board as it previously had, which is the trap card with the 5 responses from the guy. It just also has Unchained Soul of Rage on field. I mean, it's funny. It's funny for sure. But Yada into Red Dog into Unchained Soul of Rage is something that everyone could theoretically do and no one really does. Boy, that's really unfortunate if that's what's enabled by these new cards. Regardless, I will cook with these a little bit. We'll see what we can chef up. I think that these have potential, but they are not the archetype saving super threats I was hoping for. Next up. Oh, okay. We're trying to fix Valm Monica here. Now, this is going to be really hard to do because Valm Monica sucks fucking testicles. It is the worst of the 3 by a large margin. Unfortunately, it is also the most interesting of the 3. So I am really hoping here. Settleriss Valm Monica. So this is the girl that they're trying to influence. If this card is normal or pendulum summoned, you can add a Valm Monica from your deck to your hand. Already off to a really great start. Wow. Your opponent's monsters cannot target this card for attacks while you control a monster other than Settleriss Valm Monica. Okay, so she's protected by the link, guys. If this card is sent to the graveyard and you have 2 Valm Monicas, you can add this card to your hand. Valm Monica Invitare. Special Valm Monica from your deck. You cannot activate monster effects on the field for the rest of the turn after this card resolves, except Valm Monicas. If you control a non-pendulum Valm Monica, take 2 Valm Monicas with different names from your deck, add 1 to your hand, and add the other to the extra face-up. What? Valm Monica Disharmonica. Normal spell. Place a resonance counter on a card in your pendulum zone. You can place a resonance counter on. Then you can either gain 500, add a banish Valm Monica from your banished zone to your hand, except Disharmonica. Take 500, add a Valm Monica from your graveyard to your hand, except Disharmonia. Am I crazy? These are like the 3 best cards they could have printed for this. What the fuck? Huh? Wow. The e-tele can't trigger the searcher. That's fine. That's okay. I mean, it can, right? It just eventually you have to link it off, and then you can add it back to your hand, and then you can normal it. Wow. Well, now I'm thinking. Now, is there actually a possibility? I mean, there's. So these are cards, first of all, these are all like utility cards. Like, it makes no sense these were not in the original deck build pack, but they're really, really good utility cards. End board is the Trap Copier with the 2 traps, IP, and Baguska. I mean, that sounds okay. You're describing like an all right end board. I think you can play this with the new Light Sworns. What? Maybe. I'll try it out. It is unfortunate that now the question is going to be, is Valm Monica actually just bad? Like, now we have everything we need to make the deck good, but if it just spins its wheels and doesn't go anywhere, then that's just going to be it. But these are promising. They're very promising. Oh, we have the Centurion stuff replay here. All right, what are we working with? Okay, this is the field spell. This is a scenario where we're going to, we'll pitch the Nibiru for Trudea. Trudea. For Primera. Go grab Gargoyle 2. Wake up your Centurion. Activate the graveyard effect to send Centurion Bonds. We go for the new guy. Archaeola. We're going to go ahead and set Primera again. Grab Primera. Here comes Gargoyle 2 by sending the Trudea. We get to normal the Primera for no reason. Then we end on a second 12. Crimson Dragon, target Arcelea! Yo! And then, of course, Yeah, that's not... I'm not getting my dick hard about that. I guess what I'd say is it's really fucking frustrating that they keep printing cards like this, that they keep being like, enjoy this deck build pack, dumbasses. And OTSs just have to stock this deck build pack and it never moves. And then they're like, just kidding, they're all broken. And then we have to decide if we actually want to pick them up. I would just like these cards to be in the first set. We used to be a proper country.